It's the first of the month, so that means it's time to make sure that all of my interest that I get in my high yield savings gets reassigned to those categories, and then that my money that I choose to move from my checking account into my high yield savings at the start of every month also gets moved, so that yeah, I always know kind of what's actually available for spending versus what I'm saving for some other larger things. Cool. So I had actually some money come in. PayPal, so I'm going to just put it in ready to assign real quick. Ooh, not 177, that would be nice. Alright, and I had interest earned, also inflow of $4.28. Cool, so that's the total that's in my account right now. I'm just going to reconcile it and say yes. And then I will also have some payments that will come out today. So we send $25 to the property preservation. They haven't cleared yet, but that's okay. Wheels and Deals, which is basically car insurance and, no, sorry, car maintenance and like registration. And then I also send to my sinking funds $171.25, which basically covers like the YNAB and my credit card annual fee, etc. That just sits there until I need it, because that earns more interest, and since those payments only happen towards the end of the year, it makes more sense for them to just gain some extra interest. Cool. So those are the payments that will happen there. Let me check and see if... Okay, so now we're just going to go down the list, and we're going to start with travel. So in travel, we got $6.40. Oh, actually, one second before I do this, because I always mess this up. So this money that's in ready to assign is like spending money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put that in the starting block, and I'll come back and budget it out later, but for now it can just sit there because I don't want to mess up the interest earned. I have done that previously. So here we go again. Interest earned $6.47, which is awesome. And then we go to the budget, so it's there, and I'm gonna add $6.47 because that sits in the account. And then I'm also going to make a transfer of that $450 that I do monthly from my checking account, so that we're all squared away there. Okay, and then the next one that I do is the emergency fund. So this will get interest earned today, $37.43. Awesome. And that can be reconciled because it automatically gets added there, and I'm just gonna put that in here. And before I do that, I'm going to make a note of what I need to April. Okay. Because I don't want to forget. So 37.43. Alright, I think actually if I click this, it'll tell me. Oh, that's nice. Either way. Okay. So that's that. Then we have Wheels and Deals. So this also had interest earned of $1.59, which is nothing to scoff at because extra money is always fun. And then hopefully by the time I actually need this again, it'll just keep building. All right, and then in my investment holding account, we had interest earned, $3.72. Awesome. And then I'm actually gonna make a transaction from my checking. I put $2.50 in here, and that is done. So I can reconcile that, and in my budget, that $372. Added here. Perfect. Okay, what else I got? Property preservation. Also had interest earned. $4.61. Perfect. And my health down payment, which is, if you've not watched any of my other videos, it's basically my high deductible health plan kind of money that I need to spend out of pocket before insurance covers things. So I've already hit that for this year, but I gotta save towards next year and any other kind of out-of-pocket expenses because I don't want to use my HSA if I can avoid it. Okay, so this one just gets reconciled, $2.07, and I think I have to move, yeah, I have to move 125, okay. So let me move that. Okay, I think those are all of the budget. Oh, property tax. Okay, so this had well, first I move monthly $965. And then it also had an interest earned. $2.44. I'll just add that here. Cool. And then my sinking funds. Also had interest earned. So for that one, I can just tack it on to the next birthday. Awesome. All right, so now that all of that has been done, since I didn't want to mess with this, I'm going to take this back out, put it in ready to assign. And I'm actually going to just shove it in my eating out category because I have quite a few things coming up and I just want to make sure that that has a lot of money this month. So not very exciting, but at least it is yeah, fully funded there, so that's great. Right, so I clearly had some spending in the past few days. So I just wanted to kind of go through and take care of categorizing those so that it will get pulled in correctly. So I went to meet up with some friends and basically had, you know, fun time out, but that means that there's lots of spending that has to be categorized. Okay, and then I think there are some here. So I basically spent some money on out of my bank account as well, because I had to, actually this should just say Venmo, and then this was eating out. Okay. Cool. I also did get the Zelle. Okay. But I put this in the reimbursement category, and this was categorized last month, but since I'm actually paying it this month, I'm just going to change the date manually so that it matches, because otherwise the spending in the months will be off. So now there's no money in the reimbursements here. There is money here, but it cancels itself out essentially. And then I have the transaction today. I just paid it so that, you know, it all basically evens out because it's not really my money to assign anyway. Cool. So those are all of the spends that I had. And then I also have to make sure that there's a couple more things that I bought. So I want to make sure that they are categorized properly. So I got some supplements that I need. I don't have enough money in this category, so I will need to cover that overspending. And then my Adobe came out, which is fine. Okay, so now I need to cover this overspending. So let's go to the budget, go overspent. And I'm just gonna cover this with unexpected. Okay. Which means that my junk drawer, oops. Okay, well, it's the first week of the month and I've already spent a bunch of this money. Oh man. So hopefully I can get through the rest of the month without needing to fund more categories. Let's see how it goes. And then I'm just making sure that this is all correct as well. So I import my transactions manually, so I just, one, it keeps me on top of things because I just, you know, sometimes with the automatic transactions, I realized like I wasn't really paying attention to what it was going towards, and that is not great because it just basically means like, oh, it's happening, but I'm not really paying attention to what it was for, and I'm trying to be more conscious about like where I can, you know, fine tune my spending, just to like, yeah, really make more conscious decisions. So I just want to make sure that like these things are being accounted for properly. Okay, it hasn't cleared yet, but it was correct that it happened today. Okay, cool. So I think that's all the big stuff. Once this stuff clears, then I will obviously reconcile. So probably in the next like few days of the week, and hopefully for the next paycheck it's all sorted out. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back next week when my paycheck hits, and in the meantime, please subscribe, get notified when I post more content, and thanks again for joining.